Okay, somehow I'm back to the garage just because I think this is a much better area for conducting my stream. But we will see. If this is not a good place, we will try to figure out better solution. But looks like this place will definitely get my computer running more smoothly. Anyway, without further ado, let's introduce our keyboard tonight. So this is a Think6.5 V2.0. And you can see this is a mystery box. So by the time the owner bought that, there's no way for him to know or her or she to know like whether this is the color that she wants he wants. Let's see the build command. Yeah, but I think the owner already take a look, so it's not really a surprise to the owner and me. Yeah, what would you describe this color? It's like a cream with a bring badge. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder what keycaps would be better on this keyboard. So this is the bottom weight, and you can see we have the same bottom and top with the same weight. And with this badge, yeah, let's see what shall we do. I think I probably will put the kitty cat on this keyboard. And the switch we are using, it's lubed NK box cream. Yeah, we will see how they compare with cream, because I happen to have some cream. And also we will use C3 stabilizers. Yeah, I wish the client just used the cream stabilizers. It will much better, but yeah, let's see. And we also have the plate and the tools. And where's the PCB? Well, the PCB already Milmax that, so we can start using that right away. Yeah, interestingly, if you look at all the tools, yes, the tools include everything almost. Hi! Welcome to the stream. And we are getting a black gold FR-4 plate. Okay, I think the music was not that good. Let me see whether we have a better music. Okay, a little bit more calm. Yeah, so I like the FR-4 plate, and I'm not sure if the client got this FR-4 plate right before they replace the plate that's after. Yeah, so we will see whether it fits the switches well or not. Yeah, I think the first thing, if you look at the keyboard, because of the weight pop out a little bit, it's kind of like sliding around desk. So the best thing we should do first is to put the feet on. Yeah, how are you doing tonight? I'm just heading. No, sorry. I came from looking at the Piggy stream. So the Piggy unit, the Piggy prototype unit, was this group buy that I'm helping. The designer Jackie was kind of a designer friend. And Apiary just built a Piggy prototype, and rest assured, everything went well. The Piggy prototype turns out really well. So I'm definitely have the time to build more client builds. Okay, I noticed my definitely take some time to figure out how to schedule all streams without, you know, like overlapping the focus each other, because sometimes if they don't really pay attention, you could get similar things got built on the two stream, then you don't really show anything that's like novel. Where did I put the feet? So yeah, I definitely talked to Apiary, Alex, Andy, and mainly to figure out what the best configuration they should go. Oh, this is the feet. Instead of like trying the same configuration, I asked them if they can do something different with each other. So end up doing different configuration. Hopefully people can understand how they work together. I mean, not work together, I mean just different switch with different plates plays a huge role into the sound test. And also different keycaps, because most of people were just building with the GMK keycaps in mind, but if people who had CAT keycaps or maybe CRP, they will sound differently, so we want to see how that sound different. Okay, so we got the case done. I mean, not done, but just like get the feet on. The next thing we are going to do is lubing the stabilizers. Yeah, it's actually hard to coordinate because you never know when streamers will receive their proto unit and also when they will be able to stream. So it's definitely some like wait time. Okay, for these stabilizers, let's check the client requirement. Make sure I don't forget about things that they want to do. So it's a Think6.5 V2. We want Mumax stabilizers tuning, band-aid mode, switch tuning, switch lubing, switch filming. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. We probably don't need my keyboard that much. This is actually not mine. This is the keyboard I built on the Monday night. The BR65 PC plate with actually the Holy Panda switches. So let's put some aside. Yeah. Actually, let's just take a look on the Poly Bear versus the aluminum bear. Yeah, which one do people like better? It's actually really a dilemma right now. Like, they all look good. You love this one? Yeah, I personally also get this one in the production unit. I just feel like it's versatile, and with all the RGB, it just can be any color that you have. And this is what I get from Jackie for the prototype, so I can help testing different things leading up the production to help understanding better, for example, the feet size or something like that. And this is the client version, I mean the production version from client. Piggy for eBeige. For sure, I think eBeige will looks really well. So I'm not sure whether this cream color will look like eBeige, but if you really compare these two colors, you can see this is like much yellow. Yeah, once I get the Piggy, if I still have this unit, I will probably compare so that people we'll be able to tell like what color difference between this anode cream versus the e-beige. But e-beige definitely looking very good. Yeah, I think this is the Think cream color, so definitely look like very warm. So even a little bit brownish, I would say. Okay, anyway, let's put it here and start working on the stabilizers. Oh yeah, one more thing. So basically I got the PCB Mumaxed last night. So you can see we have all the Mumax sockets. I didn't test out. Maybe we should do a PCB test first. Yeah, why not? Yeah, if I still have some problem on the socket, I probably have to do it, right? Yeah, a little bit strange, it's flashing. Okay, interesting. What's going on? Yeah, I think I just Mumax, I didn't really check. So this is toggle. Okay, maybe I should remove all the electric tape. That's the first thing. Yeah, maybe that's shorting the PCB for some reason. You don't want to do that like me. Yeah, I was debating whether I should Mumax the Piggy Proto Unit PCB if I can get one. Yeah, if I can Mumax that, I can definitely test out a lot of switches. But also just like add a lot of work, but you know what? Work is probably saved when I can test more switches in the long run. Especially when most of my switches are not used on any solder PCB. So if I want to use them on more of my keyboards, or maybe if the future keyboard, it's best to just solder Mumax everything so that they all become kind of hot swap. So it's like either you go Mumax, so all the switches are like hot swap usage, or you don't go Mumax, you just like keep the solder stuff. Okay, hopefully this is getting working now. Okay, yes, so don't leave the electric tape on when you are doing the next step, especially like testing. So now we should be able to, let's see, open the bit software. Yeah, I wonder if it recognizes. Sometimes my cable has a little bit issue, so I probably want to take a look on different cable. Yeah, but it seems like my bear works. So what's going on? Did I do anything wrong? Yeah, first is where the reset button. Yeah, the reset button should be right here, if I'm correct. So let's see if the QMK box recognizes that. the reset? Okay, let's see. Thanks for follow. Hey, welcome to my stream. I'm testing my PCB after last night Mumaxed, and I'm trying to see what's going on here. And first I'm trying to see whether I have a keyboard that I can test, whether the cable works or not. I assume this works, but maybe the cable scuffed. You never know. Okay, so looks like the cable has no issue. Yeah, then the question is whether the PCB has issue or not. And I remember when I first connect, it shows up, right? So kind of like flashing. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, let me just get a different cable. Not sure if it's the cable thing. So a GMMK Pro, yeah, it will be a little bit longer wait, right? Okay, looks like maybe the cable issue, yes. Yeah, I know, like my space cable was scuffed, it's not consistent. Sometimes my bare PCB doesn't work. So let's do the testing this time. Yeah, I wonder if doing tests better with the PCB on top. Yeah, this is probably easier. Yeah, so Water King is definitely a good switch that goes with stock. No need to lube and film. I tried that. Sometimes I feel a little bit over looped, but once you use it for a while, it's definitely gets better over time. So would recommend for people who had a little bit tight budget and want to get as smooth as possible, because no matter you want to get a better switch, or you want to get people to lube, or maybe you want to save some time, because lubing, from material costs, from how much you would end up like scuff your switch, it probably takes some time and money. So definitely looking for better solution, something like Water King is a good option. Yeah, I think nowadays I only have kind of like two remaining stuff about the build stream stuff. That's when I do the build, most of the time I'm just like lubing the stabilizers, soldering, and assemble together and do the sound test. So what make my build or make my keyboard sound better or good? The most important thing is the stabilizers. Second is how I loop and film the switch. So for tactile switch, actually U4T, the U4 socket switch, doesn't really need loop and film. So that already solved the biggest problem. That I'm not trying to like loop any tactile switch if you are looking for good tactile. So U4T, definitely the choice. I've got a lot of U4T so that I can use myself for my next personal bare build. And for the linear switch, I think over time NK Silk Yellow is fine. But after I try the NK Silk Yellow film and looped, they are definitely much better. Then later on when I have the Alpaca V2, it's definitely getting better, but you know what? Sometimes Alpaca just doesn't really leave the hype if you can still loop and film that. It's just getting like from 90 to 95. But Water King, I think it's like already 95 if you don't really need to loop and film that. So that's why I recommend doing that. Ad is over. Okay. Subscribe so you don't see the ad. Yeah, sometimes I don't really know, like if it's only 30 minutes 30 seconds before the stream, maybe it's fine. But sometimes I definitely see like streamers trying to add more ads during the stream. That's when I get annoyed. And if the stream really provides good content, maybe I will subscribe. But sometimes it just feel a little bit annoying. But overall, not too bad. Yeah, let me put my phone here so I can see. Do you know when the GMK Pro will come in? They didn't tell me. So most of the information I get so far is I'm in the pre-order queue that I'm not sure. So one way is if you can find anybody who is selling just because they don't want it anymore, like around the retail price, maybe we can do that and can cancel the pre-order. But only if they are not trying to upcharge, because I don't think you want to spend more money on like GMK Pro. I mean, it's quite good given the price, but it's not worth if you spend like $250 on that. So that's definitely something keep in mind. That's an option. So this is the sticker for the stabilizers. I think they are not as thick as the band-aid mode people are usually using, so I usually just put them like not hurting the performance of stabilizers much, so it's okay. Yeah, I think Q2 almost ended right now, so that's actually an interesting timing when they say Q2 is the expected time. And also I wonder why the black has less lead time. Yeah, I think the pre-order takes $100 and the remaining is the 70 plus some shipping and tax. So I don't know how much it will be, but technically it should not be another $30 on top of it, right? Yeah, Glorious is a big company. They definitely charge tax. So the sink, the PCB on site. So frosty cream, box cream. Yeah, I don't know whether box cream sounds the same as cream or not, but we have some cream I actually didn't really loop. Okay, yeah. I should probably lube some cream so that we can compare, but unfortunately I didn't lube any cream. But we definitely have some stock Durock palm, and people mention Durock palm is pretty smooth stock form, so maybe we can just use the box cream. Maybe I can loop one of the cream switch, one or two, and compare that with the JWK Durock palm switch. Do a cream sound comparison. Oh, actually I have the keycaps ready. I ordered the keycaps for the JMK Pro and I already got that. I just didn't check yet. If you want me to bring it over, I can definitely do that. So lubing the stabilizers. I'm still waiting for my Dragon Ball lube. Yeah, I ordered the Dragon Ball lube with my U4T. I mean, I have it, just not here. I probably have to go another room to take it here so I can unbox, so we can take a look how the keycaps look like. I mean, if you want. Or you want to wait until the build stream to take a look, that's also okay. I can keep it a secret. Yeah, sometimes people just want to see what they have already shipped and delivered. You know, patience or waiting is a fortune in this hobby. So if you can wait after half year, a year of waiting, I mean, not for JMK Pro, but for other things, if you don't like it, or even if you use it, there are tons of people who still take it from your hands with higher than the GB price. So I consider this hobby as waiting game. Who can wait the longest, who will win the last. So I just like kind of stack all my group buy together so that one day I'm just receiving them one by one until I get tired of it. But for now, I think I have enough in-stock stuff that I can use for myself. Yeah, I don't even have enough time to build things for myself. So that's actually the dilemma right now. So that's why I probably will either reduce the frequency of the build stream, just because I kind of like spend too much time on building client's keyboard right now. Or I probably can like optimize for my workflow. For example, last night I tried to just solder a bunch of keyboard that I don't feel like I want to do on the stream. And I only keep the interesting board to do on the stream. So tomorrow I will building a Gentleman 65 for Mr. Frotty's friend, Josh. Yeah, Josh referred me to, Frosty referred Josh to me, or vice versa. So we connect, and Josh definitely want to get a good keyboard, but with enough budget on that rather than huge budget on that. So he ended up liking the Gentleman 65 a lot. So I definitely help him enter, well, technically not enter, but just like try to get the unpaid invoice for that. Yeah, I definitely need some time for myself. Okay, yeah, I will always have some VOD, and also I try to do highlights or even just like, you know, clips if possible for my stream. So you can always just check out the highlights, the last part, or maybe there's some interesting part in the middle. But yeah, for the gentleman keyboard build, that's actually a walnut top case and acrylic bottom case with kind of top mount acrylic case. That. Yeah, JJ the Jet is the Miss Frosty, right? So he definitely connects everyone to me, and he's my good friend, oldest client and friend, who I got. Actually, so far it's about 2 keyboard builds, but I got tons of other stuff for him over the time. Nice, yeah. If it's this weekend, you have a high chance miss that, right? But you know what? If somehow you fail to get, if you know me personally, I might find a way. But yeah, I won't really get requests from random person on the internet who just ping me after losing the sale. But if you already know me, I will definitely try to help. Because in this hobby, help friends is very important. But not likely I can help hundreds of people. Yeah, if I can help hundreds of people, then that doesn't count as help. Everyone will be able to get something, but they will wait for another 2 years to get it. No one will be happy. I'm not helping anyone. So that's about how to build good connection. Okay, so let's see. We loop the stabilizers. Let's put on. So apparently, I talked to Mintly, and she's okay with I'm getting one of the prototype from her temporarily, so I can do more testing because she definitely doesn't have time. And I just like, I won't say I have all the time, but I'd like to do a lot of testing for people and for myself, so I know what kind of piggy I want to get my personally. So that's something I probably will be able to get next week and see if I can spend time to build accordingly. So other than that, yeah, finally I get some time for my own build because I talked to several clients that if they can wait a little bit longer, maybe 3 days to 5 days longer, and to trade my spot on my own keyboard building. So they are okay with some delay, and I can build my keyboard next Wednesday. And I haven't really decided which one I want to build, so I have the option to build my Matrix add 2.0 add additional, but I probably want to Mil-Max that. So if I have time to do all the Mil-Max socket for that keyboard, I will be able to build that. Hello. Yeah, I'm good. How do you like your keyboard? Yeah, I was planning to build the Rama Kara next week. I received last week, and I think Miss Frosty's Kara hasn't shipped yet. So that's why I don't really want to spoil that by doing my own personal build long before his, but you know, sometimes I cannot wait. So maybe I will build next week and see how I compare that with other Rama boards which I actually only built one or two, actually one yet. Yeah, before I totally forgot how that sounds and feels, I want to build the Ramakara to see maybe that will be a good alternative if you miss out, or maybe you cannot afford the $400, $500 stuff. So the one I got is, well, what's that color called? Basically, it's like the cyan azure. Yeah, I don't really remember what's that called. Azure. Yeah, that color. So I don't actually know what's the good keycaps on that. And my original plan is to put the GMK Modern Dodge on that, just because Modern Dodge was as expected to ship on Q1 when I ordered that from Goodbye, but looks like it's delayed for another 2 quarters. So definitely not GMK Modern Dodge. Now the question is, what other keycaps looks good on that color? Yeah, I haven't figured out, but worst case I can still use Mr. Frosty's keycaps, which he planned to build on his Kara. It's actually the GOG with Indra PBT white, black on white. I think black on white just looks good on all kinds of colorful keyboard. And I try to get the finer things from Canon Key, and I definitely failed just because they actually have the flash sale. Surprise drop, yes, that's the word. They basically announce something randomly, and when I get my phone, it's like 5 minutes past that, and everything is sold out. So I didn't get the finer things. Otherwise, I would go finer things on this Azure. Iced is a good color, like never fades. I mean, not the color itself, but not the material itself, but just like how it can match with all kinds of keycaps. But that keyboard definitely is very lightweight. So not as premium as other keyboards, but I will definitely using that whenever I'm doing some heavy lifting work, so I don't worry about hitting my keyboard. Yeah, sometimes I was working on some, not soldering job, but maybe some other stuff that I feel like I probably will break my polarized or even kick out. Then I just put them away into the carrying case and put out my other cheap keyboard. So I think Kara would replace that spot. Do you have that kind of keyboard that you don't want to hit your expensive keyboard? Then you have a replacement keyboard. Or is that just me? Okay, so we should have our platform. Don't forget about that. You don't have that? Yeah, maybe that's just me. When I have, I don't know, I won't say too many keyboard, but when I have enough keyboard that I know what their purpose is, I assign their identity, and then one of the keyboard is assigned as backup workshop workspace keyboard. Yeah, everyone has some backup. Yeah, so like I have an iPhone, which I just use all the time when I'm just stay in United States, but whenever I try to travel abroad, or maybe even just travel to some, I won't say bad area, but like unsafe area, I will just bring my Android phone and use my SIM card because I know if I got stolen by like that keyboard, that phone got stolen, I'm fine. I didn't lose much data. So I have a backup phone just for traveling. Yeah, I think the switch fitting on this switch like plate is okay. It didn't really feel like any tight or not. So I like that, because you know sometimes the FR-4 plate will feel super tight. So I got cut a lot of FR-4 plate. Yeah, let's see what I got. So I got some Matrix 2.0 additional FR-4 plate. It actually looks very flex because all the flex cut. I got some blue bare FR-4 plate. Some red. I think I like this red a lot. I probably will put into my own PC case. And that's the leftover white FR-4. And also some test out black FR-4 bare plate. And this is interesting. I got the Jelly Epoch, and I think the FR-4 plate Macland is selling is not just for hot swap, it's also for the solder version. That's why I try to cut the one only for hot swap, that I don't really have an ambiguous cut. But the thing is, this FR-4 plate seems very tight. Basically, once you insert a switch, it's really hard to get out. And that happened to the initial version of the Think plate. Yeah, switch definitely, like you can see, switch gets D-shaped. Yeah, that's not a good FR-4 plate looking. So I'm not sure what I will go with this FR-4 plate. Maybe selling at very cheap price, because they still work with JWK switch. So let me try to check the JWK switch I have. Yeah, like this JWK switch. I think it's not that bad. Just insert, and you can still use your hand to pop. So JWK is fine, and anyway for FR-4 I use JWK. And the last, not least, is the E7 V2 plate to pair with my E7 V2, this keyboard. That's also a prototype. I want to try the FR-4 plate and generate good typing sound test with that. So you can see the plate design, we have the leaf spring. I don't know how it works with the FR-4 plate, so we will see. But also a lot of flex card, I like that, it feels flex. But anyway, I cut a lot of FR-4 plates for testing the color and also testing the fit. So maybe next time I will use the bare plate file as the golden standard, because it just works so well, and test other plate file to see if there's any problem, whether I can crack that to make a good plate file. But when FR-4 plate is nice, I really like that. The sound were just so good. Yeah, my favorite plate material is definitely FR-4 plate, no doubt. But I haven't tried to have the cream related or cream switch family on the FR-4 plate. So today is the time to test that. Give Oreo treat. Okay, the same thing, since I'm actually not at my office room with Oreo, I will go to give Oreo a treat and just record a video so I can play back. Yeah, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I redeemed my stuff. So you can take a look on where Oreo get her treat. Yeah, she knows I'm here. Yeah, and this time she didn't just go away, go back to her hideout. She's actually peacefully eating the treat at the corner. Yeah, good girl. You know, like when I first get her, she's definitely afraid of eating anything, or even in general. Like after getting everything, she's just getting back to her hideout. So I'm still trying to figure out a good way to have both Oreo can while I'm actually not there. So still trying to brainstorm the solution. So last time I tried to just use my FaceTime, connecting my iPhone with my iPad and put my iPad in the room. But the problem is I have pretty bad internet connection at my garage. Actually, I don't know why my computer is fine with the internet connection. So every time I went to the garage to play the FaceTime, it's kind of like slow connectivity. And the other idea is to use maybe security camera that I can kind of like watch online from my computer. That's another way. And I haven't figured out whether I can do that as well, but maybe worth trying. Because it's just too far, I don't know how to route any like Ethernet cable from my garage to the office room. So definitely that plan gets pumped. I know, you were just like telling me. Okay, I need to figure out. Box cream. You know, clients said they are looped. I don't even know how they are looped. And do I even have an opener that I can open the box? The Cal box switch. But just from like how it sounds itself versus how a cream switch, normal cream switch. This is box cream. And this is cream. Yeah, I think the box cream sounds a little bit louder. definitely feels smoother. And that's actually the new switch from Novelty. And I think it's like a pretty new switch, right? Pretty relative new. Like I don't really see people were talking about that or even just like mentioning about how they are. Yeah, box definitely louder. But you know what? Most people were using box were those box clicky switch. So no wonder how Calbox were just a little bit different than the normal switch you were trying to use. Keyboard build. Okay, band pin. Deeper and clacky, two different words on same switch. Yeah, definitely lighter. I actually don't get used to the regular cream spring because I just feel it's a little bit heavy side. And last time I was working with a client, they want the olive colorway of cream. And the reason they want to get that is because of the spring weight. They want the 3.5 spring. And they just want to have those, I don't even remember that name. But yeah, that's like very limited edition when Novelty is running GMK Olive. And I think GMK Olive is definitely a great keycaps on this keyboard, especially with this badge. But anyway, after that, I just told the client that we can always just do the spring swap, and you will never see how the switch looks under your keycaps. So why don't we just do the spring swap on your regular cream? And I think he or she is definitely okay with that. So I go with that, and I think she's definitely happy with how the cream weighs after the spring swap. And I actually like that much better than the regular cream switch as well. I think for the Mumax socket, it's very easy to bend the switch pin just because how the socket is really small. So whenever you try to insert the switch, if it's a little bit unstraight, a little bit bent, it will just keep bending the pin. But I think the good part of the Mumax socket is they will not feel like hot swap socket because the pressure you put on is not trying to push away the socket. It's really just like pushing in the socket. So there's no way the socket went out. But it's really easy to bend pin. So overall, the time you spend on inserting the switch would be similar because you care less about the Mumax socket, while you care more about hot swap socket. Like you want to hold the bottom to give the support so that the socket didn't pop out. But for Cal, you want to make sure it's really straight. So I don't really have, you know, the normal gesture of putting this one here and do that. Yeah, good night. Yeah, I think it's really early or late for you, so I can see. But probably this time is still, I don't know if it's better for you or for other people, but yeah, I'm trying to adjust my schedule to relative early time because I feel like every time I schedule my stream at 8 or 9, definitely too late for East Coast people. So I think my new schedule would be Friday afternoon around similar time, like 5 to 7. Yeah, today I'm just a little bit late because I was dealing with the remaining of the piggy stream. And maybe the Sunday morning stream. That's the second one. Yeah, this week I will still keep my original schedule for the Saturday because I already communicated with Josh about that. I don't want to change it the last minute. Because what if he asks other friends to watch the stream to look at how his keyboard get built? So it's really hard to just say the last minute change without further notice, right? But yeah, second stream in the future, Sunday morning. But I'm not sure for next week, because for next week, the first thing is my girlfriend will have second dose. So maybe I need to take care of her. And also, Alex Soros will probably build a prototype during the group buy or even after group buy close. So potentially I will either need to take care of my girlfriend or watch that stream instead. So probably not build stream for myself. Yeah, I just have my first dose last weekend. And I will have my second dose in another 2 weeks. I only have like the arm soreness for the second day. I don't really have other side effects. But everyone talk about the second dose. So I'm actually not worried about first dose anymore. Like by the time I take my first dose, I was already thinking about my second dose. I think if it's just the side effects, I'm fine. I'm just worried about some extreme rare case could happen to me or my girlfriend. Either life-threatening or long-term side effect. So if it's just one day, if we can just eat some Tylenol, that's fine. Okay, actually the cream switch pairs really well with this cream keyboard. And this badge, a little bit bluish. I don't know, maybe pair with this mint green. Yeah, maybe not, maybe yes, but this is the least thing you need to pair because after building the keycaps on that, it's all gone. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is apply the gasket. Okay, let's use our, we can potentially use our own, wall stick with the hat. Yeah, they're compatible, so pretty nice. Yeah, I'm just excited after a month, after my second dose passed another week or two. I'm not afraid of talking to delivery person because right now I never went out and I still need to talk to delivery person, and that's the biggest fear moment for me. Yeah, I'm a really conservative person, so probably your mileage may vary. Actually, we still have a good amount of box cream. Yeah, so for me, I really try to stay at home to do everything I can to avoid contacting people. And I don't know what I will turn into after I take my second dose. But still pretty excited. But yeah, lifestyle changed a lot during COVID time, so I don't know what will be. At least I will have tons of keyboard to bring to the office. That's nice. And I will probably feel excited to go to the office every day when I haven't touched my keyboard for the night. I mean, even I have some keyboard at home, but I like all my keyboard equally. Yeah, so apply the gasket. Sometimes you want to use your tweezer so that it stretch the gasket in a minimum force. Otherwise you might stretch your gasket and it will never fit your slot. After your second dose, you will just like throw a little bit tight for next couple days. That's actually pretty okay side effect. I was expecting much worse. And if that's the thing I experienced, I would definitely say thank God. Yeah, I think it depends on a lot of things. Like my girlfriend was afraid of that just because, you know, even statistically, women had more side effects than men. And also younger people have more side effects than older people. So everything applied to her is like more side effects. So definitely not looking good on the statistic. But nothing is statistic correct when it hits you or when it misses you. So we're just looking at that percentage of chance that nothing, maybe not nothing, because if nothing happened to you on the side effect, maybe it's not really effective on your case. So maybe a little bit soreness with some light headache is fine. Just don't make me feel like I'm dying. That's okay. But yeah, hopefully everyone who got the vaccine still stay sane, not like you are going to party every day, because you still have the chance to get COVID. It's not like 100% proof. But I know it's never the reason to lose your standard on social contact by doing that. Everyone's different. Okay, let's do this remaining gasket. So the interesting part of this keyboard is the central gasket. It covers the USB port. So either you cut that or you just go over that. So when you insert the PCB, you actually insert the USB port under. So like this one. So maybe the USB port will kind of like stick onto that. So probably you want to cut. Yeah, I don't think it matters this area, so probably cutting it is better. Yeah, different vaccine will probably the same. It's just really like whether you're sensitive or not. I think I'm kind of like a little bit insensitive on all the feeling. So potentially I feel like less sensitive on everything. Like when the food is very salty, I don't really feel that. When the temperature is very hot, I don't really feel that. So maybe that's actually good. When the pain comes, I don't really feel much. I mean, it's probably not that good because I will not be able to tell whether it's in danger or not to protect myself, but maybe in this case, I feel less side effect, that's better. You know, this keyboard is designed in Phoenix, Arizona, just because the designer, Old Cat, not White Cat, was still studying. Is he studying or maybe just teaching in Arizona as a professor? Yeah, even though like Great Studio is in China, but designer actually live in Phoenix, Arizona. So, fun fact, interesting fun fact. Okay, yeah, we still have the side, not really the side gasket, but just like the left and right side. If I'm dying, I don't feel it. Is that a good thing? Because no one can tell you how hard it is when you are dying, because they are dead. Maybe it's really painful. That's why there's something called comfort center. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky, just because it's very deep and on the side. So let's see how we are going to go with that. Yeah, I think attaching the gasket is probably the most error prone step on this kind of keyboard. That's why there's some newer-ish design for gasket, like the Jelly Epoch 75. They were not trying to ask you to attach the gasket strip. They were giving you some gasket cover on the plate that you can kind of like hot swap. You don't need to detach that. So that's definitely one more step than the previous design. And I like that. So we will see when I receive that. I'm receiving it at some point. Cool, so we got the gasket on, we got the keycaps ready, and we can put the key switch plate PCB onto the case. And I'm lucky not receiving a wrong plate or wrong PCB, because you know someone, actually a famous photographer, Ozzy, in Australia received a wrong matching keyboard with their plate or PCB. So it's 1U versus 2U. So he built everything but cannot put into the case. So that's pretty painful. Okay, so screw the corner first so that it can give you enough room for the other spaces. Yeah, remember this is gasket mount, so that after you screw everything together, you may still have some room on the side that you first screw in. So you can still try to screw a little bit more, but never over tighten, because you don't want to strip your screws. Okay, so we got this keyboard assembled. Yeah, we can see this cream switch really matched the theme. What's the next thing we want to go? Yes, the keycaps. Let's see how Kitty Cat works on this keyboard. Yeah, I feel like at least the Enter key and the Escape key would match well with the color accent with the badge. Yeah, so this is a little bit like grayish green. This is green. So it should be good. And let's also do the kitty on the Enter. And hopefully this 6.25 U spacebar works well. 6.25 U spacebar. Yeah, I think still a little bit warped. I mean, it's always warped. It's just like matter of whether it really show up on a keyboard. Yeah, I'm still waiting for Canon Key to give me response on the claim regarding the bad quality of the spacebar, whether they will give me replacement or not. Yeah. And at this point, I'm kind of stuck at this set. I don't want to sell to someone who will end up with a bad spacebar that they cannot use on their keyboard. And I cannot return just because. Have you ever seen a vendor allow you to return other than drop? Just because drop actually is not a good vendor, so they sell a lot of things that don't meet the quality bar. Do they get warped easily? Easier? So the question is how this kind of keycaps were made. So for kitty, sorry, not for kitty, for cat keycaps, yeah, and it's a little bit cold. Let me wear my jacket. Yeah, so for cat keycaps, it's dicep, and because it's dark color, so it's a reverse dicep process. So basically, if you look at the material itself, it's gray and it kind of like do 5-side dicep with all the color that want to render onto the keycaps. And when you do the dicep, it actually shrink the keycaps with the temperature change. So what happened after that is, if you have a spacebar, maybe after doing that process, it gets shrink into a state that it won't really like return well on this kind of keyboard. So the problem on that is, if QC is not good, then they will just ship out the spacebar easily to the people. And if they know the problem, they will need to like replace that with a better manufacturing process. And I think they were working on that. They just don't have good enough progress on it. So they have to just ship out all the stuff first, then figure out all the solution, and they don't have a good solution. So either they just delay everything forever until they find a solution, or they just ship out things that they don't have a good QC and people may be able to use, maybe not. Then people find a claim and they receive claim, they can respond in another month and they can work on the solution for another month. So they can already get all the profit while working on their solution. If they don't really go that way, no one will be able to get the money. I mean, they will not get the money. So they will not be able to find the solution, so no one will be happy. So it's more like you have to accept that in replace of their funding for fixing the problem. So yeah, it's not just like spacebar is warped question. It's more like, how does it all happen? Yeah, I think the keyboard still have a bit of flex. Yeah, I just like how the FR-4 plate is, and also the gasket mount is implemented on this keyboard, not very stiff. So the good one will be able to do that, the bad one will not. And what is the bad one, if you were asking me? I think one keyboard called Alpine 65 had a problem on that. Yeah, I think this keycap set definitely looks good. Yeah, especially on this keyboard with the cream color of the keyboard itself, and especially the badge. Yeah, I just feel the badge with the kitty looks really good. And the cat profile is actually similar to the cherry profile height. Okay. Yeah, it's like similar to cherry profile height, but it's better on adapting to your hand and also sounds much better. So it's definitely a good investment if you were trying to see if the spacebar like lottery went well or not. So you can easily see like the spacebar had a bigger gap than other keys, especially on the right side. Or maybe this angle better. Okay, maybe flip and see. Yeah, you can see the spacebar has larger gap than other keys just because spacebar shrink warp a little bit more. Okay, now let's see how that sounds. Okay. I need to change the backlight. So it's not showing. Yeah, showing the green is fine. So this is how that shows. Pretty hard to capture on the stream. Yeah, anyway, let's do typing sounds. I don't have my camera set up just now, so we'll probably just go with this angle. And I know music is still up. Let's turn it off and do the typing sound. Okay, so this is the Think6.5 V2 built with box cream on FR-4 plate with kitty cat keycaps. And here's the mod sound. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit higher pitch than what I can hear, but yeah, a little bit clacky. And also I forget to put the case form as I just typing, because I can feel it's definitely not like sucky or deep enough and a little bit hollow. So let's try to add the case form so we can see how it sounds with the case form. Yeah, luckily this is not missing the platform that you have to rebuild. This is just the case form. So it just takes maybe like 2 minutes to add the case form, so you can even hear the difference. Actually, the anode on Think6.5 V2 is pretty good. Like, it's really smooth. It probably can even compete with, I don't know, I got the Matrix 2.0 additional. I think it shows all the particles a lot, but when you touch it, it definitely feels good. And it definitely has a good signature when you see it. But I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that anode, but this handle is definitely good. Cool, so we got the plate case form. And the same, let's put on the case. Yeah, hopefully this get better when having the case form. And I like my weld stick a lot. It just makes it much easier to screw things together. Otherwise you just like need a lot of manual time. Yeah, the only thing is you want to make sure they are straight, so when you tighten them, you are in the right direction. Otherwise you may strip the thread as well. Okay, cool. Should be good. Yeah, let's see how that sounds now. Whether it has difference or just stay the same. But definitely I don't really feel like a lot of scratchiness like how you usually hear from the regular cream. Okay, let's do one more. Yeah, I think very clacky. Yeah, that's the word I would describe that. And yeah, I don't think I'm still a good fan of like cream sound. I don't know if it's because of box cream or cream, but how about let's just like add some cream even they are unlooped. Never hurt to try some switches, right? And also the Duroc palm. So at least we can hear different switches in the stream. Yeah, so 2 of the cream. So this are not looped. 2 of the Duroc palm. And let's do some switch swap. So we will go GH, the box cream, and the DF. Okay, getting switch out seems a little bit hard on this plate. So the DF, we will go the Duroc palm and make sure the pins are straight when inserting. And right side JK, let's go unlooped regular cream. Yeah, remember they are unlooped, so probably not best sounding. Not experiment, good experiment at all. So let's just, yeah, just hear something. I don't know. I'm not trying to prove anything or test anything. Just like give it a test. Okay, so the DF, the J Duroc palm. And the GH, okay, thank you, hydrate. I need to hydrate. I feel like my voice is a bit sore. Yeah, be right back. Thank you. Yeah, it's really important. I just didn't even prepare the water. Talking for an hour. I'm really dedicated, right? Okay. Yes, let's keep doing the test. So DF, the Duroc palm, unlooped. And GH, the box cream. JK, unlooped, normal cream. You want to hear looped? Actually, I feel like when they are not looped, they still like really smooth. Yeah, I'm not sure if the angle matters, but I don't even feel like they are scratch or anything, you know. They are pretty smooth compared to the other switches. Yeah, I feel like if you were trying to get the best sounding among all three, like closer switches that you want to get, regular cream, unlooped, sorry, and looped box cream. Question is whether they looped. unless the client didn't tell me the truth. And the drug palm, unlubed. Yeah, the rock palm, I think in this category, is probably the king. One more time, I probably have to go. Yeah, let's see how that really goes. I think the rock palm win the title on this comparison. Although I'm saying this is not a very scientific comparison because some switches are lubed, some are not, and also not on the same stock. They are on different spot, even though this is a like gasket mount. But you know, it's just like getting better when you have better technology on the JWK mode. So if you want to get a good switch, get the Duroc palm, and they are sold on different vendors, but I still like the Prime KV version, not because of the look, just because of the spring weight. They have the 63.5 slow spring, which is probably like the one I will do spring swap anyway. So just getting that, and you will not regret. Even if you don't really lube, I think they are pretty smooth already. But yeah, if you have time, definitely lube them. You can get much better result. Cool, thank you for tuning in the stream, and hopefully you get something out. Either the kitty cat stuff, the box cream, or anything else, or maybe get this some Duroc palm. Yeah, hopefully the time worth it. Yeah, see you next time, which is tomorrow afternoon, for building a gentleman for Josh. Good night, everyone.